Welcome to our class. This is going to be for attendance for January the 4th, 2023, okay? So hopefully you already saw my videos. You know that you're supposed to screenshot the attendance after you comment down in the comment below. First you comment, then you screenshot your comment with me in it so that way I can know that you took a screenshot of the appropriate videos, because there's a lot of videos, and then you go back to SU portal, okay, under my class, and there's going to be a link there for January 4th, okay, attendance January 4th, and you just upload the video, okay. Excuse me. Attendance is huge, as I mentioned in my previous video. It's learning activity, so it's huge, okay? It's very important to get your attendance in, and it's an easy, like 100 if you just get it in. There's no reason why nobody should get in their attendance. It's absolutely ridiculous for the people that completely fail my classes, but bueno. Anyway, so welcome. I hope you're coming along. I hope you're understanding the class. Everything will be via YouTube. I know that for some people, right, online is challenging, and of course it is, even for us, for the teachers, and especially when we started off. But as I mentioned, and in my description in the introductory video, it's like Darwin's theory, okay? The theory of survival of fittest. It's not really about Christianity and whether, it was science or God or anything like that. It was about really surviving your environment, and that the, animals, right, or the environment that wouldn't adjust and they wouldn't evolve, then they wouldn't survive. And so it's the same deal now. If you don't evolve with, sorry, I have braces, and so I get kind of dry. My apologies. If you don't evolve with the times, it's computer, our books are ebooks, it's an adjustment, right? But life is ever evolving, and our lives are ever evolving. So if you don't adjust to online, if you don't adjust to the ebooks, if you don't adjust to your iPad, if you don't adjust to your phones, if you don't adjust to your computers to be able to do your work, then you're not going to be able to survive, and you're not going to be successful, okay? I've had students that just get mad and they refuse to do the online. So really what happens is that they fail. It's really kind of stupid, all right? Because there's everything, that we need to do that's going to have to be online. Everything, all right? There's, Amazon is delivering via drones, very interesting in terms of like deliveries. They leave a packet out and then they send you, a text or, an email or whatever. So we're constantly evolving, and make sure that you enjoy this time and you use this extra time that online classes can liberate you. It gives you free time. All right. You can create your own schedule. You can watch me whenever you want. You can watch me at 2 o'clock in the morning if you can't sleep. You can catch up on stuff. You can hear me as you drive. I mean, it's huge. You can free up your time so much. So instead of seeing that as a negative, see it as a positive. As with life, anything that life gives you, try to make the most, make the most advantage, or make the most of it and take full advantage of it, okay, in order to be successful and move forward. And it is only the ones that adjust, are flexible, and adapt that will be able to be successful no matter what it is, okay? And who knows, when I was a kid, the Jetsons, was a cartoon, for those of you who don't know, and Jane never wanted to answer the phone because she was in curlers, and so she was FaceTiming, okay? And it was unheard of. We barely had like a box TV, so we would never have imagined that we would be FaceTiming and answering the phone through FaceTime, okay? So who knows what you guys are going to live in 30 years, okay? Everything's going to be incredible. And, the phone, internet really revolutionized the way we shop, the way we live, the way we pay, the way we communicate. So make sure that you adapt and really enjoy, the benefits of the adaptation and the flexibility. The other thing is that I try to make my class as easy as I can, okay? But you do need to make sure that you, that you fully are vested in. So make sure that you keep up with my class. because you're going to have to take it again, okay? And if you don't like me, you're going to have to take it again. So if you prefer somebody else, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm probably the easiest teacher here, and there's a reason for that, okay? As you all know, I was a ex-principal, and so I know about curriculum. I can make my curriculum as difficult or as easy as I can. I'd rather you really use the time to study elsewhere, because everything that we will be reviewing in the classes that I teach are just sort of, other than business communication, are just sort of a review. Okay, so enjoy the time. And I also make you do a lot of things, like you have to copy and paste, you have to use your editing for your iPad, you need to be able to, go into social media through YouTube, be able to navigate, make an account, which all of you know how to do. If you have FaceTime, even if you're older, then of course you know how to navigate through social media, and everybody that's young, that's all you guys live. So navigate through social media, go back to SU, figure out where you're supposed to upload the link, and, be able to navigate through your books and use your editing in order to copy and paste and in order to write. And so it's unbelievable, okay? I should have brought my pencil. I'll bring it some other time, but I do have a pencil for my iPad, and so it is incredible, especially for my business. There's a lot of documents that come in, and sometimes we just need to sign, and they require a lot of signatures in terms of my brokerage, okay? Because as you all know, and hopefully you watch my video, I am a real estate broker, and I'm one of the only commercial real estate women that has their own business and isn't under a franchise, or I might be the only one, okay? There might be a couple, but they're daughters of the ones that started it. So anyway, so one of very few. So I do a lot of documents that I send to my clients, or documents that I have to sign. And so I use my pencil, my Apple Pencil, which I haven't shown you. I think they're really cheap in Amazon. I think one of my students told me. So do that and start learning how to write, take notes, be able to sign things, be able to make them PDF or format in terms where you can, sign and send them off, okay? So it's about using your editing tools and using all the resources that we have. I try to facilitate everything in class, okay? So that way you won't struggle. I am very flexible, so reach out to me, but don't reach out to me in week 4, because I will not help you by week 4, okay? Because if you have not shown up and you have not communicated to me, then that just means that the disrespect's there, right? You don't value my class, and you don't care enough to reach out to me. So make sure that you do communicate via Teams. I will answer mostly immediately unless I'm somewhere else, like in the bathroom, okay? And if I don't follow up, make sure that you follow up yourself, because I might have thought that maybe I answered you. And so that's a good etiquette for anybody within your professional life, okay? Or with anybody. If they don't follow up like in a day or two, then follow up, hey, just following up, did you get my text, or, did you, agree on something? Sometimes I will not answer if you text me on week 5 or 6 and tell me I'm here ready to do my makeup. I'm not, okay? So we're not going to accept makeup work unless there's something major. I do sometimes give opportunities, but you have to watch for them. And what I will do is open the link up, so you have to be vigilant. If you missed an assignment, I will sometimes open the link up, just tell you one time, and then if you miss that second one, I will not accept it, okay? So for this week, hopefully you've already adjusted. You had the assignment for the daily attendance yesterday, which was the introductory video. I really need the daily attendance the specific day, okay? Because we are required to turn in our attendance, and so if we don't turn it in, then we're considered late. So you need to turn it in, okay? It has to be that day. So this is attendance for January 4th, and this is the video. This will also be the instructional video that I will be giving in terms for your homework for all 3 classes. I teach business communication, English 145, and English 133. Each one has 2 sections. It's a section A500 and A501. When you are communicating with me, you need to state your name and you need to state your class, not your class number, your class. So your class is Business Communication BC or English 133 or English 145, and you need to state your section, A500, A501, okay? Because I cannot look for you. I don't know where you are if you don't state any of that, okay? And that way it just hurries everything up, okay? So you will have chapter 1 to do this week. I'm thinking that maybe the assignment to turn in, because you will be having to read chapter 1. Let's do, I usually give you 3 days. So let's do today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just because it's the first week, let's do due date on Saturday, okay? You know, I sort of hate not starting on a Monday, but you know, it is special. So due date is Saturday, the 7th, okay? Because based on whatever it is that you turn in, they do like a report on failures, okay? So if you are failing my class, I'm going to communicate with you. I usually like to text because nobody answers their calls, and so you will be receiving a text and an email from me. It might be a good idea for you to return my call, okay, or for you to at least acknowledge me. If you don't, I'm going to be bothering you until you acknowledge, okay? Sorry, let me head down. So make sure that you do respond, okay? So where the due date is January 7th, all right, midnight on Saturday. So that gives you a good 4 solid days, and it gives you some time to adjust. After that, I'm only going to give you 2 or 3 days to turn in. We will have a chapter to turn in every week. I'll try to make it as minimal as possible, but you do need to read and you do need to, you know, answer the questions, okay? I'm going to try to upload a lecture on that specific chapter. I'm working through the classes, so hopefully I'll get everything done by the time that you hit that chapter, okay? If not, just be patient with me. We will also be having a Teams meeting for next week. Teams meetings for me are really, really exciting, but they're very hard to set up because I have to individually log you in or create a group, right? A class for you, and I individually need to put every single student there. I usually have anywhere from 100 to 200. Sometimes I have 300 or 400 students. So it takes me a while, but we will be having a Teams meeting. That way we can review the chapter, and anything that I feel that is pertinent, I review at that time, and any questions that you have as well. As you all know, I have an esoteric business as well. So after the classes, after the meetings for teams, I will do a meditative session. Everybody that has participated in the meditation really finds it very beneficial. It could help you tremendously to reduce anxiety and really focus, and then calm yourself through the breathing exercise that we have. We also, through meditation, see things, right, when we close our eyes. And so I am a dream interpreter, so I could basically tell you and maybe give you some insight on something that, you know, is probably that you see. If you see anything, something that's probably going on in your life that might be beneficial with whatever it is that, you know, I interpret. So I don't charge for those services because you guys are my students, okay? So we will begin. I will start, you know, with each individual class. Each video will be for all the classes, but then I will have timestamps for each individual section, you know, in different class, okay? So you can just timestamp it, all right? So we will begin with business communication, okay? So business communication for homework week 1, you will have chapter 1, and you will have objectives 1.1 through 1.6, okay? And you will have to answer questions 1 through 18. Make sure that you copy and paste onto a Word document your objective. Make sure that you copy and paste onto a Word document your question, and make sure that you copy and paste the Word document with your full answer, not just the letter and not just the number for the question. So make sure that everything's there, because I don't know if you got it right or wrong. And so I don't know what you wrote or whatever, okay? So make sure that you copy and paste it onto a Word document, and you copy and paste the question, you copy and paste the full answer, and you copy and paste the objective that's there. And the reason I do that is so you can go over the objectives and you can start learning them, okay? So it's part of the process of learning and learning what you have acquired. That will be due, as I mentioned, on Saturday, January 2nd, okay? So moving right along to English 133, you will have, this is English 133, A500 and A501. At the end of every chapter, you need to read the chapter. There are several tests, okay? I think in chapter 1, you're going to have test 1 through 3. I am not going to count it as a test. I am going to count it as an assignment, but those will be your assignments for this course. Unless it's midterm and final, you will have the same assignments, and I will count those as an exam. But not this assignment. This assignment is for week 1, okay? So I want you to do test 1 and test 2 at the end of the chapter. Make sure that you copy and paste the question or whatever it is that it's asking you, and make sure that you write down your answer within your Word document, and you're going to have to upload the Word document onto the link on SU, okay? So make sure that you do chapter 1 and 2, you answer the questions, you copy and paste, okay, onto a Word document. Or if you have a pencil that you can use for your iPad, you can just write in within the test, within the test, possibly, because you're showing your paper, your book, right? And so it's through your iPad. So there is a possibility that with the pin that you buy for the iPads, and like I mentioned before, you can probably get it on Amazon. You can write in the answer, and if that's the case, then you can convert that to PDF and then upload it onto your SU link, or take pictures of that if you don't know how to convert it into a PDF, and then upload it. The Word document is free, I believe, because you guys are students, so make sure that you download that as well, okay? So that is test 1 and 2 due Saturday, January 7th for English 133, A500, and A501. And moving right along to English 145, okay, A500 and A501. English 145 has a lot of stuff that you have to do. They have activities, they have practices, I think they have like tests or exams, and then I'm missing one more, okay? So we're gonna work through whatever it is that the chapter tells you to do. In this case, I want you to do activity 1, 2, 5, and 6. So you copy and paste the question plus the answer, okay? And you copy and paste it onto a Word document. That Word document, you upload it onto your SU link, and that, okay? You could probably also take pictures, because there's some activities that you just press in and it shows the answer. So you could probably upload pictures. I prefer a Word document, so that way you can start learning how to do that, okay? You could probably turn it into a PDF file as well if you have that little pin that I was so mentioning in terms of like the iPads. You don't have to get an Apple pin. I think Amazon sells them. That is going to be for January 7th. Midnight is the due date. So activities 1, 2, 5, and 6, and make sure you state it. Just don't put it in there. Make sure that you state what the activity is, because I can't figure out if you did it or you didn't do it whenever I check it, okay? So that concludes the instructions. Namaste, love and light.